Hello, ladies. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
cool. Eh, Before everything, anything, the meeting begins, you ladies have any questions? Anything that you have in your minds? How's it going, by the way? I mean, I see your grades. You ladies have been doing well. I haven't graded the week 6 project assignment. I'll be doing that this week. This week for you all is just basically reading the material and um, looking at the video. And I
I
see
personally am just struggling with it the more we get into it.
it.
But I've already emailed you about that. So
Yeah, it's going to get more. It may be a little more intense, only because the JavaScript, and then we're going to get into databases and stuff like that. So it's good to have a good grasp of the material so far. And Crooks, you're doing well. So, I mean, I'm looking at your grades now. You've done very well.
yeah, but I didn't get week 6 done because I was so lost and confused. I didn't even know what to do. So that's going to screw that up entirely.
Well, it's another website.
I understand that, but I don't know. I'm just having a hard time with the actual coding. I've gotten help one time and that just wasn't enough for me to grasp any of it.
Well, what is it that you're having an issue with
The
specifically?
overall putting it all together component part.
I mean, when it comes to web pages, you're going to have a header, you got your footer, just like a regular document, like a Word document. And then you've got your middle part, which is where all your stuff really is going to be. So, yeah, when you construct it, just think of it, in your head as, okay, well, I've got my top, which is where I'm going to have probably a menu, my title page, what this is all about. If it's a company, the name of the company. Of course, the bottom part of it, it's always going to contain contact information. How can whoever's looking at the web page, how can they get back to me? Is there a help page? Is there a FAQ page? So that's where all the detail about assistance is usually at the bottom, and then the meat
Okay.
of what you're trying to do is in the middle. So you're going to get into and I know that some people already started doing this. They started framing the middle part, like maybe the left side is like a menu, the middle part is where the meat of the web page is, and you could do that with your style sheets. I know that a lot of people have tried to do some of the style information within the web page. But what's great about style sheets is that style sheets basically is for the whole website as opposed to one little section. So you want to get the colors, the menus, the frames, all the functionality or the formatting, really, the formatting of the web page should be in those in the .css file. That's what that's really all about. So right now,
Okay.
what you all have been doing is just formatting, getting used to putting in, text boxes, how to put pictures, how to put a video, how to put links, all the basic stuff that you would have in a very simple web page. Next, now that we're getting into JavaScript, we're going to start taking those static web pages, that just do, they do basic stuff, and we're going to start bringing them to life. We're going to start adding, interactions with the user. Like some of your web pages actually had an email portion of it, down where the contacts was, down at the footer. That's fantastic. That's one of the initial steps to try to make it interactive and start getting information from the user. So it's not just buttons, clicking here, clicking there, which, yeah, it's part of it. But when you go to your bank, you go to Chase or you go to any of these bank websites, you see that they're pretty complicated. And they have a CSS page, which basically formats the whole thing. And then they've got their menu, okay? And then they make it very interactive. One of the things that you guys can do, if you see a web page and you ever wonder, wow, how did these guys do this? Now, I don't know if you guys use Firefox, but a lot of the other web browsers have something similar. If you right click on the page itself, a sub menu comes up, and one of the options towards the bottom will say inspect. And what that does is that it shows you the code that's behind the web page. Now, a lot of times, a lot of the code and stuff is hidden in libraries and things like that. And we'll touch on libraries at some point, but we're kind of gradually moving there step by step, step by step, step by step. If there's a situation or a piece of the web page that you're really not sure about, one of the things that, aside from the ebooks, which they're actually pretty good, go to YouTube. And I think I had already put a couple of those in, about style sheets. This week is about JavaScript. It's about 48 minutes. There are some YouTube videos that go on for hours and talk about JavaScript. And I don't want you guys going into those because you're going to get confused, because they go into a lot more detail than we're going to get into this class. I mean, there's a course on just JavaScript. Here, we're just going to touch on it just so that, enough to be able to do, database stuff. So, which is posting information, going into a database, pulling information out and showing it on your web page. We're going to be getting and touching into the basics of that. And that'll be the next few weeks. Any questions? I mean, I love going through your web pages. They're awesome. Some of them are incredible. So you guys have done really, really, really well. Hey, Jack. Yeah, Jack's there. Jack, your website's really nice. You did a great job. There's a few of you. Evie did great. Alyssa, nice with the website. And it looks like some of you have already been doing this, and you already had websites already kind of set up, because some of you actually sent links to other websites. So you've got a little bit of information in there that you guys already, were up on and you knew about. So hopefully the information that you get from this class, you'll be able to take those other websites and make them even better. Any questions about the material, about what we're going to be doing going forward? Just take yourselves
Yes.
out mute and ask your questions.
What are you going to be assigning for this week? Will we be moving with JavaScript? Is it just a catch-up week?
This week is basically, I didn't make an assignment this week because going into JavaScript is a little on the confusing side, and I didn't want to overwhelm you. So definitely read up. There's more stuff on CSS, on HTML, and then the ebook is going to start talking about JavaScript. And then I also assigned a YouTube video for you. It's 48 minutes. And he goes through and starts talking about the code that goes into the web pages and how JavaScript works. I'd rather you guys concentrate on that stuff and then maybe on your own, go in and do a little more research about JavaScript and get as much information as you can, because next week, okay, there will be a project and it has to do, there will be some JavaScript that you'll have to put in there. And then the following week, there'll be an exam on HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So I'm giving you guys a bit of a break so that you could go in there. Don't do anything and not read the stuff and not look at the video, because then you're going to be overwhelmed next week when you get the project. You guys actually are doing really well. The people that are actually doing the websites and getting it done and putting it out there, they're beautiful. I can tell by your websites who's actually reading, who's doing the CSS style sheets, who's actually, doing the work, and who isn't. Any other questions? Again, in the course, there's an outline. If you wanted to find out exactly where we're going with all of this, what each, the next couple of weeks is going to be, look at the course outline, because it pretty much details exactly what we've been doing and where we're headed to. So, if you were wondering what you're going to be doing. So we're going to go back to your real estate website that you started creating, and we're going to get pretty detailed on those. Now, there was a question that somebody emailed me before, and they wanted to know about, how long do they have to actually get their assignments done? You have the week. So if I assign it for a particular week, you have that week to get full credit. You have the following week, okay, to still hand it in, and you can still upload the file or the zip file, but you're going to get a 10% late charge for that. After that, it's closed, and I don't accept any work after 2 weeks. So make sure you guys get your stuff in on time. And if God forbid there's ever something going on, there's something serious happening at home or anything, reach out to me. Let me know what's going on ahead of time. Okay? Not like already past the week when it was actually due, but ahead of time, and let me know if you need any extra time or anything like that. I never have an issue with that. But, it's got to be a valid excuse. Anything else? And I apologize for last week. I got caught in traffic. I was trying to make it in. And I'm sorry. Sorry for those that actually made it in and to last week's course meeting, and I wasn't able to attend. Sorry about that. That's that. I guess that's it. No questions, nothing else, nothing about the material, anything, any past assignments, anything at all. Okay. All right, guys. Well, have a great rest of the day and the week. And you can always email me. All right. If you run into any issues. Take care, everybody.